Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm Dr. Kaytlynn. It is my first podcast and I'm so excited to have you join me today. So the topic that we're going to be covering this week is our diaper drive. So every year we do the diaper drive here in the office, and the organization that we partner with for this diaper drive is the Indiana Diaper Bank. And they are a local organization which has done a lot within the community to provide outreach and to also give back to those that are less fortunate. So a little bit about the Indiana Diaper Bank. If you go onto their website, which is indianadiaperbank.org, you can see all kinds of different facts, different communities that they support, different organizations that they support, and what they're doing in the community to kind of love and serve others. So a couple informational tips about diapers. 1 in 2 families in the state of Indiana actually struggle to afford the diapers. Now, if we break it down, approximately to diaper one child for a month costs approximately $100. Now, I don't know about you, I've been in the stores and a box of diapers is super expensive. So think about those that have multiple kids and they're struggling to make ends meet. One other fact that they put on their website is that there are no government programs that actually help cover the cost of diapers. So these people are essentially on their own for covering the cost of those diapers in order to make sure that their kids are going to bed or waking up with clean diapers. Over the course of their existence, the Indiana Diaper Bank has distributed over 12 million diapers to families in need, which is amazing. And so what we want to do here at Premier during the week of April 28th through May 2nd is to give back to our community. During this time of year, as we're approaching and toward the end of Easter, we're reminded all the time about God's love, because ultimately what he did is he paid the ultimate sacrifice. He died on the cross for our sins and then was resurrected from the grave. So there's no better time of year other than this to kind of just think about that and to love others and to serve others as Jesus has. So during the week of April 28th through May 2nd, current practice members can come in and donate any size diapers, wipes, or creams to the office. On the day that they drop in their donations, they can receive 15% off any and all supplements that they want. Now, this is also a great time if you, as a current practice member, know of anybody who would benefit from chiropractic care. Now, I'm sure that we all have friends, families, loved ones who have either complained about ailments, complained about symptoms, who have never really had any experience with chiropractic care, but who are interested or who you think would benefit from chiropractic care. And this is a great opportunity for them to get plugged into the office. So during that week, April 28th through May 2nd, new patients can come into the office bringing a donation of any size diapers, wipes, or creams and receive the first appointment at no out of cost pocket, just that donation. That normally is a $334 value, and that will cover the scans, the x-rays, anything that the doctor deems necessary during that week. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to reach out to your loved ones, your family members, your friends, anybody who you think would really, really, really like to get plugged in with chiropractic, and anyone you think may want to see an upward trajectory of that healing and better health. Because guys, chiropractic is healthcare. We've talked so many times in the office. I'm sure you've heard me or any of the other docs talk about why those who are under chiropractic care typically do better long term. And it's because we really focus on treating the body as a whole, and we're looking at the root cause and not just chasing symptoms. Because if we're doing the work now, it's going to set us up better for the future so we don't have all of those ailments that plague us when we're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Because ultimately what we want here is for everyone to be able to live out their God-given potential. And that starts with looking inward and looking at the body and looking at the nervous system and seeing how that body is capable of healing. So, who do you know of who would benefit from chiropractic care? And you're probably sitting here thinking, okay, well, there's somebody that I know who complains of X, Y, and Z. But maybe not everybody. But I'll sit here and argue and say everybody that you know of deserves this type of healing, deserves this type of care. And the reason is because everybody has a nervous system. And the nervous system is the control center of everything in the body. So starting from the top, we have the brain, and the brain is the master control center. Underneath the brain is the brainstem, and the brainstem houses our cardiac centers, our respiratory centers, our sleep centers, and major hormone controls. Underneath that brainstem is our spinal cord, and that has 3 distinct C's. Those 3 distinct C shapes, which measure approximately 45 degrees, allows for proper nerve conductivity, so messages can flow from the brain down the spinal cord, out through the spinal nerves, into all of our organs, glands, tissues, hormones, cells. Okay? If it's in the body, guys, it's being controlled by the brain. So what happens to the nervous system? Why does it start to dysfunction? Well, what happens is stress, chemical stresses, physical stresses, emotional stresses. All of those things are tiny micro traumas, repetitive motions, sitting at a computer desk all day at work. That starts to build up stress within the nervous system and within the body. And the brain does a really good job most of the time of filtering those stressors out and adapting to it. But sometimes the burden becomes so great that the threshold just peaks over that value just a little bit. And then we start to see things like disease, dysfunction, and symptoms start to manifest. So that's why, guys, it's so important to look at the nervous system. That's why it's important to look at the body as a whole, rather than just looking at things like heart issues, looking at things like low back pain, because behind the heart and behind the low back pain issues is a nervous system which is controlling it. So if we do a really good job looking and taking care of the nervous system, we can prevent years and years of chronic diseases from manifesting. We can prevent years and years of dysfunction from manifesting, and we can just put people on a path and a trajectory towards better healing and a better life. So I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about the diaper drive, and highly encourage you guys to come and support the Indiana Diaper Bank. Give to those that are less fortunate. Love on people, serve people a little bit better. And we so look forward to having you support us during this time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.